What is up, Nexus fam? Get ready, because the news cycle is absolutely on fire today, and we've got the scorching hot updates you absolutely cannot miss. The gaming world is buzzing, and if you're not locked in with PS5 Nexus, you're missing out on the pulse of everything happening right now. We're diving deep into some wild price predictions. We're talking about how consoles are defying all historical trends, and our deep dive into the numbers suggests that your PlayStation 5 might be worth way less than you think if history was the guide. This is a mind-bending look at console costs that you need to hear. Then, get ready for a seismic shift in the console wars as a legendary franchise makes an unexpected jump to a rival platform. We've got the inside scoop on what this means for the future of gaming, and if this is just the beginning of a major shakeup. You won't believe who's making the move and why. And finally, we're asking the big question: is the next generation even necessary? An industry titan is weighing in, and his perspective might just change how you think about upcoming hardware. Stick around for all this and more. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and let's get into it. Console costs defy history. The price of gaming hardware is a topic that often sparks debate. But what if the very history of console pricing was being rewritten before our eyes? Recent analysis suggests that the current generation of consoles, including the PlayStation 5, are behaving in a way that is completely unprecedented, potentially leaving gamers paying significantly more than they would have expected based on past trends. Ars Technica, in a detailed study, has delved into console price fluctuations dating back to 1977, adjusting for inflation to paint a clear picture of how modern systems are defying historical norms. Typically, consoles would see a substantial price drop, often exceeding 50%, within their first 3 years on the market. However, this pattern has been dramatically broken by the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series XS, and the Nintendo Switch. These systems are currently holding their value, or even increasing, remaining remarkably close to, or exceeding, their original launch prices. This deviation from historical pricing strategy is attributed to a confluence of factors, including ongoing component shortages and rising manufacturing costs. Unlike older generations, where technological advancements often led to cheaper production of essential chips, the processors powering today's consoles are not significantly smaller or more economical to produce. This reality means that the anticipated price reductions that gamers have come to expect are simply not materializing. The study's estimates are particularly striking. If the PS5 were to follow historical trends, the digital edition should cost around $229.02, and the disc version, $286.28. Considering the recent $50 price hike in the US, bringing the PS5 to $500, this is notably higher than the inflation-adjusted launch MSRP of $497.17 for the digital model. The situation is mirrored across the industry. The Nintendo Switch, even the original non-OLED model, is estimated to cost around $116.21 in 2025 according to the study, a stark contrast to its current retail price. The OLED model, priced at $400, is almost double the projected inflation-adjusted cost of $216.04. While external factors like tariffs have recently impacted pricing, the core issue appears to be the sustained high cost of components and manufacturing. Sony and other manufacturers can continue these pricing strategies as long as consumer demand remains strong. The lack of price drops, combined with rising game prices, paints a challenging picture for many gamers. The Switch 2, for now, maintains its price, with Nintendo opting to adjust costs for older hardware and accessories. Microsoft, meanwhile, seems to be shifting its strategic focus away from the current Xbox Series X and S. This ongoing trend suggests that gamers may need to adjust their expectations regarding console affordability in the coming years. But what does this mean for your wallet and your next console purchase? And is this the start of a new era for console pricing that we'll see across the board? Gears of War's PS5 arrival hints at more cross-platform surprises. The landscape of console exclusivity is constantly evolving, and a recent development has sent ripples of excitement through the gaming community. The legendary Gears of War franchise, long considered a flagship series for Xbox, has officially made its debut on the PlayStation 5 with the release of Gears of War Reloaded. This marks a monumental occasion, as it's the very first time a Gears of War title has ever launched on a PlayStation platform, signaling a significant shift in the long-standing console rivalry. The implications of this move are profound, suggesting that the barriers between formerly exclusive ecosystems are beginning to crumble. What's even more intriguing is the subtle yet clear message embedded within the game itself, hinting at future collaborations and releases. For those who have already dived into Gears of War Reloaded and managed to unlock its platinum trophy, a cryptic message awaits. Your adventure is over, for now. This particular message is exclusive to the PlayStation 5 version, as Xbox does not feature an equivalent platinum trophy system. The Coalition, the developers behind the Gears of War series, has crafted this message specifically for the PS5 release, and it's widely interpreted as a direct tease for more Gears of War games to come to Sony's console. While no official announcements have been made, this in-game hint strongly suggests that the franchise is poised to expand its presence beyond the Xbox ecosystem. The most immediate speculation points towards Gears of War E-Day, the upcoming prequel to the original game, as the next likely candidate for a PS5 release. This move would not only broaden the reach of the Gears of War brand, but also offer PlayStation players a chance to experience a pivotal chapter in the series' narrative. The strategy behind this expansion could be multifaceted, aiming to tap into a new market of players and capitalize on the growing trend of cross-platform accessibility. As the console war lines continue to blur, such strategic releases could redefine player expectations and loyalties. The success of Gears of War Reloaded on PS5 will undoubtedly be a key indicator of the appetite for the franchise on this platform, potentially paving the way for a more inclusive future for Xbox's most iconic titles. This development is not just about one game, it's about the potential for a broader convergence of gaming experiences across different hardware, offering more choice and accessibility to players worldwide. The gaming industry is clearly entering an era where platform exclusivity is no longer the rigid barrier it once was, and Gears of War's leap to PlayStation is a powerful testament to this evolving trend. Could this be the start of a major franchise migration we've only dreamed of? And what does this mean for the future of platform exclusives in gaming? Hollow Knight, Silksong price tag revealed, a bargain or a bite. Fans of the critically acclaimed Metroidvania title, Hollow Knight, have been eagerly awaiting the sequel, Hollow Knight Silksong, for years. Known for its challenging gameplay, atmospheric world, and incredible value, the original Hollow Knight offered players over 50 hours of engaging content for a mere $15, cementing its status as one of gaming's best deals. Now, with the highly anticipated sequel on the horizon, details regarding its pricing have begun to surface, and it appears Silksong is poised to offer a similar, if not even greater, bang for your buck. Retailer listings and insider reports suggest that Hollow Knight Silksong will launch with a price tag of $19.99. This information, initially spotted on a GameStop product page and corroborated by reliable leaker Bilbilkun in a D-Labs report, indicates that this is likely the official price point for the game. While this represents a slight increase from its predecessor, it remains incredibly competitive, especially considering the sheer quality and scope that the original game delivered. The $15 price of the first Hollow Knight set a high bar for value, and the $19.99 price for Silksong suggests that developer Team Cherry is committed to maintaining that reputation. This pricing strategy is particularly noteworthy in an era where many new releases, especially those with significant anticipation, command higher price points. The expectation is that Silksong will deliver a similarly expansive experience, potentially offering hundreds of hours of gameplay across its intricate world, challenging boss fights, and deep lore. The leaker specifically mentioned these prices are for the PC version, but it's a common industry practice for console pricing, particularly on PlayStation platforms like the PS5 and PS4, to align closely with PC releases, barring any significant regional differences or specific platform fees. This means players can anticipate paying around $20 for the digital edition on their consoles. For those who prefer physical copies, it appears a wait is in store, with physical editions reportedly slated for release next year. This staggered release strategy for physical editions is not uncommon, allowing developers to gauge demand and manage production timelines effectively. The anticipation for Hollow Knight. Silksong is immense, and with this pricing information, it solidifies its position as a must-buy title for fans of the genre and a contender for one of the best value propositions of the year. The promise of a deep, rewarding experience at a reasonable price point is a welcome one, especially for a game that has been built on such a strong foundation of quality and player satisfaction. So, is this $20 price point a steal for what's expected to be a massive adventure? And how does this compare to other highly anticipated indie titles hitting the market soon? Industry veteran, no rush for PS6, gamers' content with current gen. The gaming industry is in a constant state of forward momentum, with speculation about next-generation hardware always simmering. However, a prominent voice from within the industry has offered a refreshing perspective, suggesting that the clamor for a PlayStation 6 might be premature. Naoki Yoshida, a highly respected veteran known for his pivotal role in titles like Final Fantasy XIV, has shared his thoughts on the current state of consoles and the perceived need for a successor to the PlayStation 5. In a recent interview, Yoshida addressed concerns about the impact of future hardware releases on ongoing game development, particularly for titles like FFXIV. He noted that current generation consoles, including the PS5, are already quite powerful, making development significantly easier compared to previous eras. This high spec allows developers to create more complex and immersive experiences without the immediate need for more advanced hardware. However, his perspective shifts dramatically when considering the gamer's viewpoint. From a player's standpoint, Yoshida believes there is no real need for new hardware at this moment. He observes that players are generally content with the capabilities of the existing consoles, the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and the upcoming Switch 2. The primary reason for this sentiment, he argues, is the considerable cost associated with purchasing new consoles. Gamers are already investing a significant amount in current-generation hardware, and the prospect of shelling out potentially hundreds more for a PS6 in the near future is met with hesitation. Yoshida's comments resonate with many players who feel that the PlayStation 5, in particular, has yet to fully unlock its potential. The current generation still feels like it has much to offer in terms of graphical fidelity, performance, and innovative gameplay experiences. The question often arises, what could a PS6 truly offer that the PS5 cannot? While incremental improvements in graphics or slightly faster loading times are expected, the leap in innovation might not be substantial enough to justify the cost for many. This pragmatic view from an industry insider like Yoshida suggests a potential shift in the console lifecycle, where hardware upgrades might become less frequent or less critical as software and existing hardware capabilities continue to advance. It challenges the traditional cycle of console generations and prioritizes player satisfaction and affordability over a relentless pursuit of the next technological frontier. For now, the focus remains on maximizing the potential of the current generation, ensuring that games like Final Fantasy XIV continue to thrive and deliver exceptional experiences on the hardware players already own and love. So, if an industry titan says we don't need a PS6 yet, should we listen? And what does this mean for Sony's future hardware plans and our gaming budgets? And that's a wrap on today's news. We saw console prices defying history, suggesting your PS5 might be worth less than you think if trends held true. Then, a massive franchise is making a surprise move to a rival platform, hinting at more cross-console adventures. We also got a price reveal for Hollow Knight, Silksong, potentially offering incredible value. Finally, an industry legend says we don't need a PS6 yet because current consoles are still more than enough. Don't forget to like this video, Subscribe to PS5 Nexus for all your gaming news, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, comment below with your thoughts on these stories, and follow us on all our social media channels. We'll see you in the next one.